All right, wake up, everyone. It's lesson number 2. We're talking about part of a whole as a percent here. So what they're trying to get us to do is figure out the beginning there is to understand what's the whole amount in a particular situation. So it's actually kind of easier to kind of work our way backwards here. So we got this one. The 20 girls in the class represented 55% of the students in the class. All right. So what's the whole amount that we are after here? Well, the 20 girls is representing the 55% of the students. Or are they the whole amount? No, they're not. They're part of the class. The entire amount there, the whole unit there, this is our class here. The entire class with the amounts. So let's see here. 70% of the students earned a B on the test. What's the whole amount? Well, okay, 70% of the students earned a B on the test. Okay, so 70 would be part of it, but our students, they are our whole amount. Now, again, the 70% would be the part. The entire amount of students that took the test, that's the whole. So we're trying to get you to figure out situations in here. Let's see here. A bag of candy contains 300 pieces, and 25% of the pieces in the bag are red. So what's the whole amount? Well, this is the easiest, actually the easiest one. This is the one that's going to clarify it the most. The whole amount is, it's the bag of candy. All right, that's the one that has everything that's in there. When they give you just kind of flat numbers, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult to try to understand it. 90% of a number is 180. Who is the whole amount? In this case here, it is a number. All right, because the 90% of some number gives, when we take 90% of this, we're getting 180. So that's the number we're looking at here. What number is 10% of 56? So we don't know what the number that's 10%, but we know the 56 is the whole amount. 15 is what percent of 90? Ooh, 15 is what percent of 90? The whole 90 is the whole amount. 15 is going to be the part that we're. So again, that's kind of what we're looking at here. Part, percent, and the whole there. So let's give a chance to kind of fill them all in and see what you think here. 40%. Well, all right. Hey, right away. There you go. Put it in. Yep, exactly. That takes it away. So 40% of the students on the field trip love the museum. If there were 20 students on the field trip, all right, how many? Okay, so don't worry about the rest there. The 20. That's everyone. That's the whole amount. 20 kids went on the field trip. So the part here, do we know what the part is? No, we don't. All right, so that's the part that would be the missing amount. That's why we're going to give the X here. Again, 40%, so there we go. Throw your 40% in there. The students on the field trip love the museum. If 20 students love the museum, how many are on? All right, so the 20 that love the museum, 40% of the students. Okay, so 40% loved them. This is the 20 that loved it, so 20 is the part. We don't know how many whole students that there are. And right away here, do you see a percent symbol? No. And it also asks us what percent, so I know that's going to be the X that's there. 20 students on the field trip love the museum. There are 40 students on the trip, so there's your 40 students. And the 20 actually ended up loving them there. So again, trying to kind of go through here in this situation, what's the part, what's the whole amount, and then what's the percent. Again, percent's easiest because it's got a percent symbol next to it. Okay, so we've got this here. We're actually going to hold off on this idea for tomorrow. What I'd rather do is teach you 2 different techniques, and the percent equation fits better if we do it day 2. So hold on to this here, and we're going to show you why this ends up working. We're actually going to divide this down the middle because we're going to solve this problem 2 different ways to show you where it's coming from. The first idea here is we're going to use our visual technique here. And again, this shows you why the numbers are going where they're at. It's certainly not going to be a requirement to use the visual, but again, if you're having trouble setting it up, this is the reason why we're looking at there. All right, so we got Ty's math class. 20% of the students earned an A on the test. If there were 30 students in the class, how many got an A? So this top part, we're going to make it all percentages. So obviously, the smallest percentage you can have is 0%. The largest percent you can have is 100%. But if we notice there, they gave me 20%. So that'd be right around there. So again, just filling in situational information. There are 30 students in the class. Okay, so over here is where we're going to have our 0 students that are at. So all here, it says there are 30 students that are in the class, so there's our 30 amount. Now we're trying to figure out how many got an A. Again, we know 20% got an A. That's the amount that I'm looking for. So the whole idea here is, and what we're going to end up spending time with, is the idea of part over whole equals percent over 100. We're just making an equivalent ratio because the percent is the part out of the 100. The 100 is the whole amount. So we're just being consistent, much like we did when we set up our ratios. So if we look at this here, we're going to put a 20 over 100 because, again, the percent out of 100. And again, it's 20% out of 100. The percent is already built into it, so there's no need. We don't want to put a percent symbol in there. The part, well, I don't know how many students, but I do know it was out of 30. So we are simplifying here. So we got two ways of going about this. We can go about our old friend cross products, multiply and then divide. Nothing wrong with that. We can also simplify fractions. You can simplify straight up and down. So I can notice that that's a 1 and that's a 5. And then I can just simplify my ratio. Hey, 5 times what's 30? Well, 5 times 6 is 30. So what's 1 times 6? Yeah, it's 6. So how many students got an A? 6 students. All right. Now, again, the visual helps you set up the proportion that we've got here. If you can go right to the proportion, I got no problems with that. No problems to jump right to it. But we do want to show you why they're setting there. Again, we don't know what the part is out of the 30. So that's why it's the part of your 30. And then just real quick, if you would have left it alone, the x over 30, the 20 over 100, a little cross products, 100x, all right, 600. Divide both sides by 100. Once again, you're still going to get 6. So again, whether you use cross products, equivalent ratios, it's all good. It's all going to work out. All right, so what we got next here? We got Ty's English class again. 70% of the students completed an essay by the due date. All right, I don't think that's very good. All right, so let's see. Let's see what we can do setup wise here. All right, so visual, all right, 0%, we got 100%, and they gave me 70%. All right, we got 0 students. There are 30 students in the class. Okay, so there's the total amount. I don't know how many match up with the 70%. So again, if you can visualize, and again, the 70 over 100 should be rather quickly because it's percent. That's the only percent symbol that's there. But then if we can't figure out what the 30 is, the part or the whole, that's why the visual helps us out with it. You want to simplify? I do. All right, 10 fits into 70 7 times. 10 fits into 100 10 times. Oh, let's times it by 3. All right, so times it by 3. Hello, 21 students. All right, so again, visual helps us set up. We can jump right to it, jump on right to it. We've got absolutely no problem with that. No, we're not skipping work here. I think you think we're skipping work. No. 2 alternate ways. Again, visual if you're not. All right. All right, so example number 2 here. Bag candy contains 300 pieces, of which 28% are red. How many pieces are red? How many pieces are not red? Okay, so which quantity represents the whole amount there? What quantity? Quantity is the amount. Yeah, it's the bag of candy, and it says it contains 300 pieces. So it's a 300. Which of the terms in the percent equation is unknown? Again, I know they've used a percent equation there. We can say in which of the terms is the unknown. All right. So how many pieces are red? So that's the part, because it's the part of the bag, and you can use R for red if you want to. You can let X stand for red. It doesn't matter. All right. It just kind of depends what you want to use for it. So they're saying write and solve an equation to find it. We want you to stick with your your proportion for today. So the percent's always out of 100. I always like to take care of that right away. And then the big thing there is, did they give me the part or they gave me the whole? Well, 300 was the whole, so there we go. All right. How about a little times 3 action? Yeah, a little 28 times 3. You can do that in your head. Maybe do 30 times 3 and get 90 and then take away 6 if you like. Did you see what I did there? Did it? Did you? Again, it's your choice. If you'd rather visualize the 28 times the 3, 8 times 3 is 24, carry the 2, 6, 84. That works as well. All right, 90 minus 6 is 84. So let's hear how many pieces were red. 84 pieces. All right. Now, we go back to the original question. They also want to know how many pieces are not red. So if we had 300 pieces, we've used up 84 of them. 216 are not red. My goodness, I'm writing on an angle there, aren't I? Yeah. So, yeah, there's our two answers. And again, they do add up to give us 300. So I do have confidence with that particular amount that we have there. All right. That was just interlude music while we got to the next page. Okay, so let's see what you can do here. See if you can set up this particular one as I go through it. All right, so if you want to put me on pause here, feel free to do that and fast forward to check your answer. I don't mind. So we got Zoe inflated 24 balloons for decorations in the middle school dance. Zoe inflated 15% of the balloons that are inflated for the dance. How many balloons are there in total? So again, if you like the visual, 0%. This is the last visual I'll do, by the way. And we got 15% of them were done. Let's see what we got here. 24 balloons. So she inflated 24 of them. Did she inflate all of them? No, we don't know how many there are altogether, but we know her 24 matches up with the 15%. So I don't know what the percent is out of 100, but what I do, oh, wait, I take that back. I do know what the percent is. It's 15%. How did I miss that? It's percent symbol staring right at me. What I know is we got the 24, and I don't know what the whole amount is. So simplify, cross products, whichever technique you like there. I know a lot of people like to use the cross products just because they feel like they can go to it right away. Nothing wrong with that at all. Do your division problem there, 2400, and divide that by your 15. And how about 160? Yeah, so there's 160. There's 160 balloons in total that we've got there. All right. And now, last one we got here. Again, put me on pause here, see if you can solve it yourself, and then check it here. I will walk you through it. You know it's going to look like that. You know there's 100 down there. Do you know the percent? We don't. Oh, man, I don't put X there right away. So far, see here, he's making mission tickets. So far, she's made 112 tickets. Her plans to make 320. All right, so that's the part she's made out of the total amount. Again, you could simplify. I'm going to go cross products, but since I've got a calculator that's here, I'll make use out of that. What we do want to see is if you're using cross products, okay, we do want to show how we're solving our equation by dividing both sides by 320. So if we do a little division or a little division problem there, all right, let's see what you get. I'm having trouble with my calculator right now, people. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm having trouble typing things in. Don't know why. They're just numbers. I should have it. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. Hey, anyone else get 35? All right. Now, the nice thing about it is, like we said, the percent symbol is built into it because it's 35 out of 100. So it is your 35% that you're looking at. So that's it we've got for today. All right. Again, the visual is there for your benefit if you would like. But if you're comfortable just setting up your proportions, you can do that right away. Hasta la vista.